Hello, my friends. It's Glenn with the Cactus Atlas. Today I'm at Watston Lake, about to explore the northern portion of the lake, see a little bit of history, a lot of geology, and some beautiful views. Come with me as we hike this trail. I think it's called like the North Dam or something like that. I have no idea. Okay, let's take a look at a map here and I'll try to explain what I'm doing or what I think I'm doing. I'm gonna be doing this North Shore Trail. Just a couple miles long, but I do know it's classified as moderate. I think there's some rock scrambling and stuff we're gonna do. We are here, I believe. So we're gonna be hiking up this way. And then I think there's this Flume Trail and Watston Dam Trail. That's really what I'm really interested in, is seeing this old dam that helped create this lake actually. So it's kind of like go up here and then loop around and come back is the plan. All right, we are doing this North Shore Trail and it's gonna be a good one, I think. I haven't really done any hiking for a long time, so I wanna really start getting back into that. So I thought this would be kind of a good moderate challenge for me this morning. We will see. These ducks clearly have been trained. If you just call them over here, they will come and say, hey, come here. I don't have any food for you, so I'm being a little misleading, I think, because you guys are looking for yum-yums, of which I have none for you. Nothing that you're supposed to eat, though. All right, so off the bat, you can really see really neat terrain. A little bit reminiscent of Joshua Tree National Park with all these big granite weathered boulders everywhere. But very different in that there's a big lake here, Watston Lake. Absolutely beautiful out here. Wow, I just kind of stopped and paused to take a look at this view of the Granite Dells, named for all of the granite formations that you see here. Very neat landscape, actually. My first really open view here of this lake, just to kind of give you a sense of scale. See a kayaker out there. And you can actually hike all the way around the lake. There is a loop trail that goes all the way around. I think it's like 5 miles or something like that. So within my capability physically, but time-wise, maybe not. I've only ever really seen this lake and this landscape as I was driving down 89. You can kind of catch a glimpse of it at times. And it always just immediately called to me. And in all these years I've been in Arizona, how did I never come here? I hear this is the 5th most photographed place in Arizona. Got that little tidbit from some other YouTubers, but I believe it. This is fantastic. Another thing that I read about that I'm now seeing firsthand is the city of Prescott in their parks will mark the trail with these white dots. I think it's a little excessive at times, you know, and I know some people have mixed feelings about that. Yeah, and I'm not gonna make any speeches, you know. I know people, I'm kind of one of the leave no trace kind of guys, that mentality, but I'm not a preacher. I think most people are cool and get it. And this trail like really winds right next to the shore with these insanely steep drop-offs, enough to break some limbs, if not maybe even death, depending on how you landed. But it's so worth it for views like this, isn't it? My understanding of this trail is that we are gonna go on the other side of the dam, where we can actually see it. I've even heard you can touch it, but it kind of, I've heard, is kind of a freaky thing, because, you know, imagine all the volume of water that dam is holding back. So imagine being on the other side of it if it broke. I think it's a pretty old dam too. It's not like something recent. I don't know if it's 100 years old yet, but forgot my history already. Anyway, really cool. We'll catch up here with the All Trails app. That gives you a better look at where I'm at, the little blue dot there. And then we're almost actually, I think, where the dam is, so you could see where the trail's gonna, I think, go down behind the dam. So we'll see, I might save that. Not sure the preferred direction there. I'll make a decision point when we get there, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so here's maybe an example of where the white dots work. Looks like there's a trail over there, and that's probably naturally where I would have gone had these white dots not been painted on the rock here. And the white dots indicate to basically just scramble up this boulder and go this way. So you really can't tell there's a trail here, because this is rock, of course. So I guess I'll give them that. This is helping me stay on course for sure. The trail's kind of now going away from the shore. I think that decision point is coming up soon, where I gotta pick which direction on the loop I would like to go. I'm just following the legendary white dots, as I'm gonna now refer to them from here on out. It would have been much more legendary if they made them pink. So they were the legendary pink dots. I wonder if any of you guys will get that joke. Well, I came around this little big boulder formation thing. Now we're clearly on the other side of the dam. And if you look down there, no water, because the lake's over that way. So I imagine we're gonna get towards the back side of the dam soon. This is the area, I think, where that loop is. Loops through this thing. I could see trails down there, so we're heading down now. But really interesting to see the landscape without water, because this probably gives you a good idea of what this whole thing looked like before they put the dam there, where the lake is. Really cool to see that. And along with a little, you know, spray painted white dots, and mixed feelings about that. As well as like man-made things like dams and beautiful landscapes like that. Also mixed feelings. It reminds me a little bit of my time at Hetch Hetchy in Yosemite, which is a beautiful valley that was flooded. And the landscape is striking today with the water there. I heard it was beautiful without, but these man-made creations sometimes create their own beauty in a weird way. And I also just have mixed feelings. Like, the lake is fantastic, but is it the right thing? I don't know. The story of the dam is a little interesting. I think there's a lot of farming in this area, going back into around, like, you know, the late 1800s, turn of the century, into the 20th century. And I think the idea was they wanted to dam this off to create like irrigation networks, like, I don't know, canals, what have you, that kind of spread throughout the valleys here for farmers. Apparently it didn't work. So I think the whole project was abandoned, and the dam still remains today. Something along those lines. And I think there was like a peach orchard or something else out here that had flumes, and there is a thing called the Flume Trail. I don't think we're gonna see flumes, but just some history, I guess, about the farming in this area. All right, I think I'm at that decision point now where we have a loop. And this is indicating to go to the left that way. I believe there's a white dot there where we'll probably come back. That's my guess. And this would mean that if we go left, we're saving the dam for last, which was my plan. I think I started to think, let's save that dam for the last thing here. They put some signage here, so I guess this is the decision point. I was wrong. So I think we do want to go this way, I think, to the Flume trailhead. And now we're here looking at this. I'm gonna guess our route's gonna go up this way, probably down like that, back over to the dam, which is right down here. So we're gonna go left. All right, looks like for a while, we're just gonna be hiking through this really bouldery terrain. Most folks seem to be turning and going straight to the dam. Maybe they're not gonna do the full loop, which is fine. I just wanna get some miles under my belt today. And the terrain is now becoming much more scrubby back here. But I see some really cool granite monoliths up over there. Look at that. You get a really good look at the dam from up here, and boy, does that look old. Looks kind of scary to me. We're really gonna be standing at the foot of that thing. Be careful if you're hiking back here and wanting to do the loop trails, because you can see there's multiple trails in this area. So having an all trails app or something like that is super helpful to stay on course. Not that you'll really get too off course, but you can see there's lots of decision points to be made here. And of course, at those decision points, once you make them, the legendary Prescott white dots will lead you the right way. All right, somehow I got off course. I checked my All Trails app back there, was following the white dots, and it led me somewhere where I really didn't need to be. I think I'm supposed to be somewhere over there. Maybe I will go backtrack a little bit and see if I can get back on course. So you can see here what happened. I don't know how the heck I got there, or if maybe my GPS is screwed up at the moment. I don't know, it seems odd, but you know, clearly I got to go back that way and then back up that. So you tell me. Doesn't matter really though, because this is cool. I could be lost back here all day and be happy, as long as I get home in time for dinner. And I can't be late for dinner tonight, because I believe Amy's making a specialty, these chicken enchiladas that are so delicious, like a green salsa. I'm getting hungry right now. Yes. So at this sign, I went to the right, and I was just talking about using all trails to stay on course here. Boy, do I feel like a fool. I think I figured out what I did. When I was standing at that juncture there, on all trails you could see the direction you're facing. I think there was a slight delay in the way it showed me facing, so I thought I was going the right way. But we're back. All good. That was probably just a 10-minute diversion. Of interest to me were some of the comments made on all trails. Saw a couple comments that some people saw a porcupine back here up in a tree, and there weren't many trees back there, so I wonder if this area is where you might spot that. I'm ignorant, I didn't know they had porcupines in this area. But that would be cool to see. That's one that I can't claim to have seen on my journey, so if that's true, I'd love to see that. Just don't want to touch it. Okay, so this is a marker, a historic marker for the Flume Trail. And this is what I was referring to earlier, that in the early 1900s, this guy, John Branconi, purchased a 160-acre ranch at this site here and was growing fruit trees. And he developed some kind of system of flumes, like water flumes, that would transport water to the orchards. And it fed some kind of small man-made lake that he would charge fishermen to use. And although I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see the flume, here's some kind of structure here. I don't know what that is, some kind of like cistern or something. You could see like an old rusty pipe going down here. You could see like, let's see here, old ceramic looking pipe. I assume this is from the period that we're talking about. I don't know what else this would be, but evidence of early 1900s living. I'm no longer on the trail that the original plan was for. I think this is a detour, because back there I could see the Flume Trail is closed. So I'm heading in the general right direction, kind of parallel to the path I was gonna take. So I should be okay. And this is actually prettier terrain anyway. Here's this little riparian paradise back here. You got this creek, probably outlet from the dam, I'm assuming. It probably drains water out this way. Looks like it is flowing away from the dam, so that would make sense to me. All right, I'm heading straight towards the dam now, like right at it, so we should be there. Just a minute here. Wow, it's like looming over me now. Same with these cliffs. Oh my God, it's so much bigger than it looked from afar. Much, much deeper. Imagine all of the volume of water, the weight that thing's holding back. Holy moly. I'm gonna try to scramble up that way, see if we can get right up under it. Yeah, this right side of this dam seems to be the way to go. I'm almost positive we're gonna be able to get up there no problem. Think of what's on the other side of this here for a moment. A lot of bugs over here though, mosquitoes or something, gnats. Yeah, I'd rather not like to think about what's on the other side there. How high up do you think the lake is? We saw it from the other side. I'm gonna guess way up there. Imagine if like some water just started squirting out and I had to put my finger in it, like the little Dutch boy. Alrighty then, so if I'm reading about the correct dam, I do have internet here actually. So this dam was made in 1915. According to what I read. If this is the Granite Creek Dam, now I'm confused, but I think this is the one. So this is over 100 years old, as I was surmising earlier when I was walking here. 100-year-old piece of concrete holding back all that water. That was amazing. Certainly the highlight of this trail, in my opinion. This gigantic ass dam in this otherwise beautiful granite wilderness. Not so much a wilderness, but still. Now I'm anxious to get back up on the other side so we can see the lake again and study the dam from the other side now that we really got a taste of it up close. And that shouldn't take too long. All right, so I think we're going back up and over this like cluster of boulders. For everything I've seen on the trail, this is probably the most elevation gain at once that you're going to encounter. So this is not bad. All right, we've officially closed off that northern loop, and now we're back on that trail. I think it's still called the Watston Lake Trail, heading back towards the parking lot. But now we can see the lake in a different light, and now appreciate that dam a lot more. Look at that. This is a great view. You get a little bit of all of it, both sides of it. Wow, I mean, for you guys watching this, it was probably fresher in your head. Now that I see it, coming back this way, appreciating it more, the water's all the way to the top of that thing. So when I was standing at the bottom surmising how far the water was, it was all the way to the top. And I'm gonna start sharing some stats on my hikes with people because we get a lot of comments and stuff. So basically it took me 2 hours and 36 minutes to do a 3.9 mile hike, 40 minutes a mile. However, keep in mind that I'm setting the camera down, taking shots, walking off, coming back, changing batteries, rebalancing the gimbal, working with 2 cameras. So that's why it took me 2.5 hours, probably for most folks an hour, I'm gonna guess on the average. I'd rate this as easy, the portion that I did today, although most apps call it moderate. Use your own best judgment, you saw for yourself, but a spectacular landscape, and maybe that's why it was easy, as I was in awe most of the time. So Granite Dells, Watston Lake, Watston Dam, first impressions, mwah. Something that you must come and seek out yourself.